Trump, I would say, admit it. You think I do a sensational impression of you? You know I do. But what I would say to him is, in my opinion, you needed to only make the most modest adjustments. And you might have had another third of the American population eating out of your hand. 1/3 of the people in this country love you, 1/3 of the people in this country detest you, and 1/3 can't quite figure it out. Because things, as you keep reminding everybody, things seem to be going pretty well with the economy, which is not enough in my mind, by the way. The spiritual condition of the country is dying. But I want to say, you're somebody who, there just were small little things you might have done. Do you see that yourself? If you had it to do over again, right? I hate that question. But if I preface it by saying that you could have made these slight adjustments, and it all might have gone pretty good. You know, but your administration is in constant turmoil. You're presenting somebody to the American public in a pivotal position in your administration. 18 months later, you're saying, they're an asshole. I've always hated them. I've always had my doubts about them. You know, it's like 1 minute you're going to give them the Congressional Medal of Honor, and the next thing you know, you're like, they're a liar and a moron. And you're like, well, which is it? And I want to go, and if people are praiseworthy and you trust them 1 minute, and 18 months later, you're an idiot, is there something wrong with your people skills and your ability to judge people? You seem to be getting it wrong quite a bit. But I think more importantly, with all the comedy aside, what I want to say to him is like, what's your impression of what the job of the president is now compared to what you thought of it when you started? Many people say Wolf, and you know, the great plank in his book was that you didn't really think you were going to win. And when you did win, you were like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And the idea is, now that I tend to, like, I don't really believe that. Maybe you weren't quite sure you were going to win, or you had your doubts. But you must have had some sense of what the job was about. Or in the interval between November and January, when you took the oath of office, you might have had you were developing some sense. What is your impression of what the president should do for the country now? And have you been doing that? What are some of the things you haven't been doing that you wish you had done? That you might. And of course, if you had a second term, what would you do differently? Maybe that. All those kinds of things, which I have no faith he would answer objectively and honestly.